Hey guys, what's up? Speed Thomas. Today we're back here with Mystery Files, and today, well, we got ourselves a book that no one can decode. So we got a mystery book. Well, we're about to see what this book's all about. So, shall we hop in and see what's going on? Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's check it out. Bring it on. Whoever's presenting.
We'll talk. We're not here to talk about aliens.
Sorry.
Short circuit. We'll talk aliens.
I just really want to rub it in.
What's up?
Showing them my ass, you know?
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Mystery Files, where we take a deep dive into cases that span from the creepy to the truly bizarre and everything in between. I'm
Shane Midday, hello.
Telling my colleague Ryan about something I know for a fact that he's never seen before. A book!
Very good.
Specifically, we'll be talking about the
Voynick
Voynich manuscript. And in the end,
manuscript,
you'll
huh?
have to decide
Alright.
if the mystery is solved or if
Or
it's
simply a mystery. Sorry, still trying to get that out of my mouth. I think I finally got it out, but we'll see.
Ryan, when I say Voynich, does anything come to mind? Probably the manuscript, right?
Yeah.
That you don't know anything about.
Not really.
Yeah, not much else comes to my mind on that word.
No, I mean it's not like Voynich.
Voynich.
Is like not like
Voynich.
a buzzword.
Yeah, it's just Voynich manuscript. I don't know.
Sounds like
before
the
we get
region, I
into
guess,
it,
but
let's
we'll
take
see.
a peek at one of my special videotapes.
Oh, not again. Hello and welcome to the official.
And I'll go ahead and skip this part since we actually already saw this before. So all I can say is this is going to be an interesting one because, I actually don't know anything about it. I'd actually never heard of it. So I don't know how mysterious this manuscript is, but it's going to be interesting to say the least. Apparently it's someone can decode, which with a lot of code hackers, you'd think they would have done so by now. So what I'm thinking is someone's work that he just made up on the fly so no one could decode it. I don't know. But might as well see the details of this manuscript and see what's so special about it. Let's check it out. Bring it on. Let's start from the beginning.
The year 1903. The place,
Rome.
Rome. The Jesuits found themselves in a bit of a money problem. In the hopes of raising some quick
Sell their
cash,
rare
they
books for
decided
quick
to sell
cash.
300 treasured rare books from their Collegio Romano to the richest schmucks in town. Those folks at the Vatican.
Collegio Romano. That sounds nice.
That does sound nice.
Sounds like a salad.
It does. Hey,
I'd like that.
Some chunky croutons on that.
Oh fuck yeah.
You make croutons at home?
No.
I could make you croutons.
No.
Fuck yeah, dude.
9 years later, with the Jesuits still waiting on the Pope to find his checkbook and finalize the deal,
Really?
an opportunistic book dealer named Wilfred Michael Voynich happened to be passing through Italy and approached the Jesuits.
That looks exactly like I thought he would.
Yeah, sort of got a Daniel
Kinda does.
Brühl vibe.
Oh yeah, big brule vibes.
Big Brules. Those
Big
Catholics dragging their feet? Oh, too bad, since Voynich would be happy to buy some books from the
Too slow.
Jesuits right here, right now. Voynich was secretly
Okay, allowed to look over the books, purchase
and
a stack.
purchase a stack before they were transferred to the Vatican. One manuscript in his pile particularly captured Voynich's imagination. An untitled 234-page book, approximately 9.
That's what Caitlin said.
Written in a language he'd never seen before, accompanied by colorful and bizarre illustrations. Voynich had no way of knowing it at the time, but he would
Sorry,
someday
brother.
be the namesake for how modern scholars referred to the book. But before I tell you what's actually in the book, let's first get into Voynich's scheme for selling the manuscript.
Oh, I didn't
Wait, he's
realize.
actually
so
getting
he
rid of
didn't
it?
write it. He just found it.
He just bought it.
Look at that like little shop of horrors, like Seymour looking fucking plant.
Kind of
If there was
does, actually,
anything
yeah.
that was named after you that you just happened to sort of come
The
across.
Bagara manuscript.
What would you?
Bergara popcorn bucket or something like that.
Bergara bucket
The Bergara bucket. There you go. And you can fill that bucket with anything.
with some Shane snack.
What?
Popcorn.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure.
makes sense.
Now the book dealer was
So, mystery book, unknown language, and Voyage just happened to come upon it. I wonder what the Collegium Romano, I wonder how they found it. I mean, think about it. We only know this book because of Voynich here. So, an unknown language, huh? Or it's probably just a language lost to time. Wonder if they figured that part out. But I guess we'll have to wait and see, so... Anyway, moving along.
Was convinced that he had something important, telling the New York Times, when the time comes, I will prove to the world that the black magic of the Middle Ages consisted in discoveries far in advance of 20th century science. Yes, Voynich was convinced.
So he's claiming a magic book.
Strange little tome was worth a small fortune, pricing the book at $100,000, which would be around $3 million in today's dollars.
That's a lot of quiche.
That's a lot of quiche for one book.
I mean, but if it's the book, like if this book was like a cookbook to, you know, make life.
Oh, there's books
That
about,
could be interesting.
There's books about making life.
I was talking more about like how to be God.
You're God.
That
and you're like,
could
I give
work,
myself
but again, we don't know the
$3 million.
language.
Exactly. It's like the whole conundrum where you could wish for more wishes from a
Yeah.
genie.
Okay, pitch. You find a genie. You wish to be a genie.
Yeah, but that didn't work out for Jafar, if you remember.
Yeah,
because
they don't-
Jafar turned
Touch
himself
it,
into a genie. God, genies were fucking
How
hate
did
lamps.
Jafar not put that together?
Well, you didn't.
You're
True.
right. I know better than Jafar. Now, this expensive book was showcased in exhibitions at accredited art institutions, an attempt by Voynich to raise the profile of the book and lend its nonsensical scribblings an air of legitimacy. Despite the mystery surrounding the volume, Voynich couldn't find a buyer for his book of unreadable gobbledygook. Around this time, some scholars attempted to decode the book, but all attempts were eventually discredited.
So this guy spent $3
Really?
million on this book.
He was trying to sell it for that much.
Oh, he was trying to sell it for that much.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he.
So
had
he's
spent that
basically
much
trying
on
to
it
get his
and
money
had
back.
Just spent the rest of his
I'm
life
sure he spent a pretty penny.
trying to find someone who could read it to him.
Well, he was convinced that it was, you know, full of magic. When Voynich died in 1930,
bye-bye.
his estate was split between his wife,
Ethel, and
his
Nil.
secretary, Anne Nil, who became Ethel's live-in companion for the rest of Ethel's life.
What do you mean by live-in companion?
You know what I'm talking about.
Roommate.
Nice.
Perhaps
Adel.
exhausted by the book's stranglehold on her late husband's imagination, Ethel wrote a letter describing the history of the book as she knew it. The envelope for the letter contained explicit instructions that it was not to be opened until after her death. This letter and the manuscript were then placed in a bank vault, where they would remain for the next 30 years.
If you had a letter addressed to you that
years.
was written to
Dang.
you by somebody that said,
Don't
not
open this until I die.
would you respect it? I didn't think so.
No?
Yeah, you didn't seem like the kind of cat
open
that
it
would
right away.
respect that. I would give you one that says, don't open it until I die, and knowing that you would open it immediately, I would have it like squirt silly putty in your face or something.
Or you could put it in a box with a loaded gun in it.
Oh,
No, I wouldn't do that.
Circleville.
Good call back to that.
Yeah, Circleville. Hello.
That happened to that lady.
Pretty funny. After old Ethel
Yeah, honestly, if I was her told that, I think I would respect it, but depends on how much I love Ethel. Like, if I respected her, I'd be like, no problem, I'll wait for you to die. But if not, I'd be like, screw you, I'm checking it out. Let's see what you got. Yeah. Just a manuscript? Really? I don't know. To each their own, as they say, but, let's see if anyone actually respected it.
kicked the bucket in 1960, Anne Nil took full ownership of the manuscript and sold it in 1962 for, how much do you think?
Oh man, this is good. The asking price.
50,000 bucks.
Okay, how much later was this?
It's at least a few decades later. But remember, he
1960s?
could not get anyone to buy it at $100,000.
I'm gonna guess $1,000.
Okay.
That could work.
Sold it for
Oh,
24,000.
$24,500.
I was going in the right
I
direction.
was half
Not
off.
bad.
Yeah.
Well, that is around $250,000
$250,000 today.
Good. Actually.
I'll take it.
I should just write a bunch of funny books that have like made up language,
just do a bunch of nonsense.
and I'll sell it
Yeah, it
for
could work.
$250,000. That's a good business plan for Watcher Entertainment.
It's not bad. So it was sold for what today would be about $250,000 to rare book dealer H.P. Krauss.
Krauss, huh?
happy
Hi.
Look at him. Ah, I got it.
Hey, I got the rare book.
It's mine. It's mine.
Delicious.
This is the guy who's probably like, I want to figure out the secret to immortality and live forever. Then he fucking
If
died.
only.
Well, when Krauss realized that he, like Voynich himself,
Got
was
scammed.
unable to resell the book, he gifted it to Yale University's
Oh, hiya.
Voynick Rare Book and Manuscript Library, where it remains until this very day.
Big ass library.
Till.
Whoa!
Fucking quadruple
That's a
decker,
lot of
dude.
books.
Wow,
Yeah,
many books in
like the
there?
whoa.
Oh, there's got to be.
That
Can we
is
look that up?
huge.
How many
I'll
books?
guess that too.
Ryan, what's your guess?
I'm gonna go with 25 million books.
25 feels like a lot, but maybe it's not. I don't know.
Roughly 1 million.
1 million?
Million?
That's it?
Yeah.
That doesn't look like, that looks like way more.
Ooh, that's a bad library.
For him to buy
Just double birding it,
$250,000
okay.
and then just be like, God,
Nice.
JK, I'm gonna give it away for free.
This is 1%, man.
Could be. Oh.
So the book is safely locked away over there in Yale and New Haven, Connecticut. But where was it before Voynich took it off the Jesuits' cash-strapped hands? Well, the
That's actually
first time
true.
the manuscript enters the historic record is when the Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II purchased the book
Rudolph.
for 600 gold ducats in the late 1500s.
Gold ducats,
Some
okay.
have speculated that Rudy bought it from infamous astrologer and student of the occult,
Nostradamus?
John
Oh,
Dee.
gee.
Evidence for Johnny
John
D
Dee?
having owned the tome is mostly circumstantial, and
Spotty?
where Emperor Rudolph actually got the book is unknown. When Rudolph died in 1612, the book
down
fell
you go.
into possession of his court chemist, pharmacist, and alchemist, Jacobus Horchice de Tepenek.
What a name.
Tepenek.
Cool guy.
That's
was
a
a
mouthful.
He was a bunch of shit. You know?
Dr. Horchiche?
Dr. de Tepenek.
Or you did the titty.
Ultraviolet
That's a
light
mouth-
reveals de Tepenek's signature on one of the pages, confirming his ownership.
Did he write it in lemon juice like in National Treasure?
I thought you were going to go a different route with UV light.
Oh.
What
P.
a book.
Yeah. He really signed that with his pen.
Didn't know what I mean.
Together.
Yeah. Now, Tepenek died
sticky.
10 years later,
Bye.
passing the book on to alchemist
So, Gorge.
Barish.
Funny hat.
Then it was owned by
Okay, off he goes again.
Marcus Marci.
Johannes Marcus
who then
Marci.
gave the book to Jesuit scholar Athanasius Kircher in 1665.
I got the book now.
A book for me. It
my book
remained
now.
with the Jesuits until Voynich bought
Voynich,
it.
there
in a
you go.
backroom deal at the beginning of the 20th century. What a journey for a book!
All these
So went
gentlemen
from
linked by
emperor to
one item, and they
chemist,
have no idea.
Jesuit
Now,
to,
sitting here
well,
in
Theo.
America.
Could you?
We got it. I just really want to
But
rub
what
it
about
in,
John there?
So,
John D.
fuck you guys.
Why?
I don't know.
What they do?
Is there a
That-
they probably
Yeah, what they do?
I don't know.
It's a little. Oh,
What the?
what are we
Showing
doing
my
there?
ass, you know?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Like a
just
monkey?
shaking his ass.
Now, with a provenance that includes alchemists, book dealers, religious scholars, and even a real-life emperor, one question begs for an answer.
So, what's written in
in
there?
this God-forsaken book?
Reveal it.
The Voynich manuscript is 234
Okay, 24.
pages long, written across 102 folios, made from approximately
Folios, huh?
14 cow skins. Carbon-14 dating tells us that the parchment was made between 1404 and 1438, putting an earliest date on when this book was written. Now, at some point during the Renaissance, it appears the book was rebound with a cover made from limp vellum, then the equivalent of a paperback binding.
Fucking carbon dating is so goddamn neat.
Carbon dating rocks.
It's awesome. I should
True,
get a
it's
tattoo
pretty
of
cool
that.
to see how far it
Dating
goes
is
back.
neat and it rocks.
Yeah, a whole sleeve.
Yeah, a whole sleeve. Now the writing
Still pretty awesome. Like it goes back to like 1408. So this was before Columbus discovered like the Americas. So it's pretty intense. But I'm still curious about who wrote the thing. Like who started it all. Like if you guys got any like bets, let me know. But with all the alchemists and apparently a king with the Holy Emperor, only begs the question: what the heck? Guess we'll know more once we figure it out. Let's keep going.
in this book is totally unique. There are no other examples of it anywhere, meaning it is either lost to time or made up by the author.
Aliens.
Oh, hang on, brother.
Oh, I thought you were
Not
gonna say,
there
I
yet.
thought you were gonna say aliens.
No, there are no aliens in this episode. I wouldn't do that.
I doubt it.
Now, linguists studying the text have identified distinct patterns, prefixes, and suffixes in the language, though academics cannot agree how many letters are even in the alphabet. Some of history's greatest code breakers and cryptologists, as well as specialists in fields
Okay, no one
as
succeeded in
wide-ranging
deciphering
as
the text.
chemistry, law, medieval philosophy, and mathematics, have all failed to provide any legitimate translation.
Really?
Probably also looks like they spilled some coffee.
Yeah, they don't. What the?
Oh,
Professor?
What are you doing here?
Well, I just wanted to
What
check
the-
in and make sure you're locked in, Burgoos. How about an impromptu quiz to keep you on your toes?
Where did he come from? I thought he was still back at the theater.
No,
What?
I don't believe you do.
Sure, let's do it.
this a-
Get on with it.
Fine, let's see what you got.
Now, there are 6 sections that make up the Voynich manuscript.
6, huh?
Which
Oh,
of the
hi.
following is a section that makes up that dusty old book? A. Arithmetic. B. Recipes. Or C. Chemistry.
All of them? D? All of them?
I don't think that
Dude,
was an
that's not
option,
even a
was it,
choice.
Professor?
He's tricky like that, though. He does this all the time.
True.
I
You're
understood
nasty
it.
boy.
He does this. He'll present a question and then be like, just kidding, there's a bonus option that wasn't even
Yeah.
one. And
Point another
It
you!
doesn't seem like a trick. He seems
It was
like a
actually
pretty
D, all the above. Sorry.
I don't think so.
Choose.
Fine.
I put B, recipes.
Recipes?
Oh,
Well,
great work, Burgos!
wow, I got it.
let's go!
Toss one in my mouth.
Oh!
All right, I'm
You're right.
go. Bye.
Okay, bye,
I'm in a
Professor.
strange
See you in
phase
public
of that
history.
show, so I've never had direct contact with him.
Thank your lucky stars.
True, you should have seen season 5.
Well, anyway,
You're lucky,
as
boy.
the Blue Man said, scholars have divided the manuscript into 6 sections, according to the illustrations,
6, huh?
despite having no translation. And these sections are as such:
Botany.
botany, astronomy
Biology.
slash astrology,
Okay. Biology.
cosmology, pharmaceuticals, and, as mentioned,
Recipes.
How do they know this if they
Yeah, the
can't
hell?
read the writing?
well, I'm going to get into that. A lot of it, as I just told you, was due to illustrations and sort of inferring various
So they're basically guessing
Now,
by the
botany
pictures.
section is the largest by far, comprising nearly half the pages, with
Really?
113 highly detailed drawings of plant and herb species, not one of which is identifiable in the real world.
Huh?
Really?
Aliens, dude.
Freaky.
Some Pandora
Freaky,
plants.
freaky boy.
That's crazy.
Blum, 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 blum. Yeah.
I bet you that flower
Something
could, like,
tells
bite
me
your
these
finger
plants went
The
extinct. I don't know.
astrological section contains
Yeah.
symbols for well-known signs of the zodiac, such as fish for Pisces, a bull for Taurus, Taurus Nation, and an archer for
Taurus.
Sagittarius. Depictions of the sun, moon, and stars, however, seem totally unrelated to any known constellations.
It's like Black Phillip in the middle there.
What are all these people doing in barrels? That's a pregnant lady in a barrel with a star. She's
what is
blushing.
this?
They're all sort of worshiping goat, I guess. This does
Goat
look
boy?
like witch stuff, huh?
It's witch stuff.
It
Kind of
does.
vibe with this. He's eating a black. Is he eating a black fruit?
I don't
Maybe?
know what he's doing.
Black heart, maybe?
I would get a
I don't
tattoo
know.
of this on my chest.
Could
You
be a
got
circle
bunch
fowl.
of women in popcorn buckets. That looks like
I
George
mean,
Washington.
with the go,
Very
isn't
cool.
that a Satan
Now,
symbol
the
or something?
biological section is filled with miniature female nudes in green baths and among twisting tubing.
Bats,
What's
what?
going on in the top left there?
Uh-huh.
That's tubing?
I think
Plumbing?
that's- Yeah, I think
That's
Are
tubing.
Just
you
guys
suggesting- Yeah, I think it's tubing. It's like
Hope
the
so.
Matrix, you know, vats of green goo.
Yeah, it looks like something's definitely gooey coming out of the
Free goo? That's a good
tip of the
label.
end pipe.
Ew?
Oh, and it's draining out there.
Oh, cool, cool.
Drain goes in,
Yeah.
fills with nice green goo that we all love. We all love the green goo. And then
What
the
is
green
this
goo go
stuff?
away. While bizarre, scenes like these were sometimes found in antiquarian books on alchemy, causing many to theorize that might be what the Voynich manuscript is actually about. The cosmological section contains
cosmology?
a series of 9 large medallions drawn across several folded folios filled with stars and other shapes, thought to possibly
Okay.
depict geographical forms.
A little sun in the middle, just chilling.
Yeah, they both got little faces. This guy's like, and this
Hey
guy's
there.
like, "Oh, thanks for reading my book. Now, the pharmaceutical section features
What is
another
this?
100 different species of plants, herbs, and roots, this time depicted in elaborate jars and colored bottles. Again, none of these
Okay,
flora
pharmaceutical
can be
stuff.
identified as existing in the real world.
These are just alien weed gummies, essentially.
Could be.
God, I can't wait for the alien part of this presentation.
I make no promises. In fact, I promise you we won't talk about aliens.
I know you're just
Sure.
And finally,
I mean, with the different like plants that no one could identify in the real world, it's either a plant that's well basically gone extinct, or two, sorry, I'm just making sure I get it right. One, they went extinct. Two, just green up in their head, or three, future plant species. I don't know. It's the only thing I could think of. You know. I mean, with the astronomers, I wouldn't be surprised if these were their like depictions of future stuff, but considering where we are now, nope. So it could be extinct plants. Begs the question though, what happened to them? Anyway,
the recipe section
Oh, yeah.
consists of pages of continuous text with star-like flowers in the margin, resembling a bulleted list, perhaps describing the practical uses of the plants pictured elsewhere in the book.
If this is a gag, really well done gag. I mean, like, follow
Pretty much,
talking
yeah.
about committing to the bit.
It'd be hard to even fake. Like,
That's what I'm thinking. That's why, if it's a language we don't know.
well, that's the thing. They analyzed it and they were like, there's clearly like a system of a language to the words. It's not just nonsense.
We just don't know what
They
it
just
is.
haven't.
Yeah, we can't
I just
translate
wonder
it to
if it's a language
English.
we don't know, and it actually is a language, and there's plants we don't know.
What's all that? What's all that then?
Where is the language from?
Freaky deaky.
Alien crowd, rise up! Oh, no, 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 that's the noise the aliens make.
Sorry, I'm done. I'm
Other
done.
thing though is if it's well, here's the thing though. If
saying
aliens, we'll talk. We're not here to talk about aliens.
Short circuit.
Try to get it there.
It's aliens.
No.
Now that we know the history and sort of the contents of the book, Ryan, it's time for some cork, brother.
Okay, here comes the theories. Just went by the screen. It's hiding away. Okay, like I said, I think I'm just gonna stick with either like it's fake, it's just stuff from the past that's not around anymore, or well, yeah. I mean, the carbon dating could be 1408, but we don't even know what they're depicting, so we don't know. Who knows what they're saying? Anyway, here we go.
What's theory time?
All right, how many we got? 4?
Is that what that? Oh,
5.
Are you excited for these theories?
I better see what I hope I see.
Now, the thing about a manuscript, Ryan, especially when it's written in untranslatable languages, is that anyone can argue it says anything, and no one can really prove them wrong. Isn't that frustrating?
No,
True.
I find it kind of interesting.
Oh,
Possibilities.
wow, that's a nice optimistic turn on it. I like that.
It's aliens.
What I'm about to present to you are just a subset of some of the more prevalent
Subsets?
theories
Okay.
to circulate over the years
This ought to be good.
among Voynichologists. Theory 1.
Here we go.
The
First up,
book
what's the hoax?
is a hoax.
Wow. You know, it never occurred to me that Voynick kind of looks like Post Malone. He's a time
I mean,
traveler.
just take the glasses off. There he is. Like,
And sunflower.
Let's get into the theory.
yeah, go ahead.
Is that the text is basically a sketch pad with some nonsensical language designed to look old and important that Voynich hoped would earn him a fortune. This theory circulated
Maybe?
largely because during his life, Voynich refused to tell anyone where he got the book due to the less than above board way in which he acquired.
Wait a second, though. Wasn't there that big old line of people that had it before him? Where did that come from?
Well, that's why
That's
this
true.
theory was floated, because they were like, where did you get this from? And he was like, I'll never tell.
But then there was a pretty extensive timeline of the book.
Yeah, we know that, but
Yeah,
then
they
it's
didn't
at
know.
the time.
Interesting.
So,
I mean,
as you have very
could be a
astutely
hoax.
observed, Ryan, this theory seems unlikely because the code shows linguistic patterns associated
True,
with
carbon
natural languages.
14
It also
definitely put it
follows
back in the old
Zipf's
ages,
law,
see?
a mathematical formula
Relationship between
that
rank and
describes the
order
expected
and frequency of
distribution
occurrence.
of words in languages.
Zips.
Zips.
Zap.
That's a thing.
Zap.
Stop. Something.
Improv exercise right there.
Nice.
Add to that the fact that carbon dating proves the parchment was old as hell, and it would have been very
Before
difficult for Voynich
that, yeah.
to get his hands on that much old parchment.
Cool glasses, though. He's got that going for him.
Well, how about we move on to theory number 2?
How about that?
Theory number 2.
Hold on. Was there like this guy? I think I remember back in the day, like there was like this like artifact collector. Like it was like Murder Among the Mormons, like the show. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was able to fake it to the point that people were believing like the letters he called the Salamander letters were apparently way back in the day. I don't remember how they managed to disprove it. Could have been carbon 14 dating. I don't remember, but I think those tests could be easily duped, but I don't know. I think if they used like the right technique, you could, but who knows, as they say. What do you guys think? Think it's a hoax so far? Let me know. Back to it.
2. The book was written by alchemist Roger Bacon.
Oh, that sounds
Bacon, huh?
tasty.
Now, if the book isn't a hoax, there is a sea of possible explanations, beginning with
So
what
who's Robert
Voynich
Bacon?
himself thought, that the book was written by famous English alchemist and philosopher Mr. Roger Bacon. Now, Bacon was even regarded as a wizard by his peers due to his immeasurable knowledge, and was even rumored over the course of 7 years to have created a necromantic brazen head.
What is necromantic?
What?
I assumed
Brazen
that was
head?
sort
What
of
does that even
necromancer, you
mean?
bring life to.
Yeah, I assumed it was talking about like an actual human head though, because of what that
No,
would
I
imply.
think back in the day they make a bunch of like automatons and stuff. They were capable of
So
doing some pretty
basically,
incredible things back in
artificial
the day.
human and
It's cool,
golem
yeah.
kind of deal.
Voynich believed this theory, well, because the letter he found tucked inside the
Oh.
book theorized that that's who had written the book. Voynich had little reason to question this assertion. Roger Bacon is somewhat of a big deal, and he probably
And
would have had
no
no
one
problem
has
selling
that
the book
letter?
for his listed
Kinda curious now.
astronomical sum. Recall, however, Voynich was sure this book was full of important yet lost medieval knowledge.
Smart guy. I don't know why he'd waste his time on this. Didn't seem like he was hurting for cash, so.
Well, maybe that's exactly why. Not hurting for cash, nothing to do in life. But like you said, he's not trying to sell it, he's just putting something weird into the world.
Yeah, but wasn't the whole point of the hoax so that they could then sell the book?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Lending credence to Voynich's assertion was the work of William Newbold. Where did he go? Oh, this guy.
Gold, okay, there he is.
Look at him. Look at him.
Sorry, I was writing
Yep,
something down.
yes, sir.
He was a distinguished professor and historian of medieval medicine at UPenn. Newbold claimed to
UPenn,
have
huh?
cracked the cipher in 1921, and he and Voynich toured around with the book, then referred to as the Roger Bacon cipher manuscript. Now, while this would have been a fun explanation, under the lightest of scrutiny, the Roger Bacon theory falls apart pretty fast and
Really?
pretty furious. Newbold's deciphering required, quote, transposition, changing the order of letters, abbreviation,
Okay.
using a system taken from ancient Greece, and then
Microscopic notation.
whereby individual pen strokes within a single character, when magnified, serve as shorthand symbols for other letters. Now that's a long walk, and this would have
Yeah.
required Roger Bacon to have used microscopes and telescopes to write the book, neither of which would be invented until centuries after his death. Add to
Oof.
this, the
So
fact
that's
that
out.
the carbon dating meant that the parchment was also made hundreds of years after Bacon's death, though Voynich couldn't have known that at the time.
Ooh.
Mouthful.
So that's not it.
Mouthful.
But yeah,
So-
I'm just curious about the bacon
Okay,
part.
so
Professor,
Am I full-
Professor, we got an
Hello?
etymology check on bacon.
Oh, etymology,
Ryan
yeah,
wants
sure,
to know
sure. Bacon.
what bacon means. Where'd that word come from?
Well, certainly, the word bacon is derived from the Proto-Germanic bakon, which means
Bakon.
back meat. Huh? How about that?
There you go.
Oh,
Back
Thanks,
meat.
Professor.
So you're a big fan of the back meat.
I am a big fan of the bacon.
could be.
And I think that means a history point for Ryan. Yeah!
I didn't even get anything right. No, don't.
Incoming up! That's two.
Sexy.
Thank you.
All right, on to theory three.
Number three.
The
What do you
book is actually written in
Old Turkish? Huh.
Old Turkish is what
What's
I
that?
said.
Yeah,
Old
sure.
Our
Turkish.
next theory is that the book was written in a phonetic form of Old Turkish. This comes from Turkish electrical engineer Ahmet Ardiç. Now, Ardiç
Ardiç, huh?
claimed in 2018 to have deciphered and translated over 30% of the manuscript, along with his sons. Ardiç cites similarities between the glyphs and Old Turkish, how various words begin with the same characters and have the same rhythmic structure.
They
Now, while
do
lots of
kinda look
people have come
similar,
forward with
I'll
claims
say
of
that,
translation
but-
like Newbold did in 1921, phonetic Old Turkish is one of
Davis.
the rare theories supported by Lisa Fagan Davis, one of the world's leading experts on the Voynich manuscript. Davis, who is usually quick to discredit the surplus of wild claims about the text, suggests the Turkish theory is, quote, one of the few solutions I've seen that is consistent, is repeatable, and results in sensical text.
The thing is, though,
Sensical.
if this person is claiming they deciphered it, how can we even verify that?
So yeah, 30%.
That's a good
he's
question.
Like, I think I got a handle on this shit. Me and my sons worked on it.
Case closed.
Lisa Fagan is over here being like, hey, this guy's onto something. So I don't know what the holdup is here.
Yeah, but we can't verify his work.
I think they can. He seems like a
Could
pretty
they?
forthcoming guy.
Yeah, I mean, but if he's
very-
like, I've solved it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's check with
But-
the people who know the language. It's Lisa fucking Davis.
Lisa fucking Davis.
When you see something
Fucking
that's
Davis.
like a progress bar, like
Gotta
if
go
you
there.
have like 30% and you just walk away, that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah,
the
that
holdup
just seemed
is.
a
I
little
guess
hard for him
language
to
is
stop
difficult.
there.
Maybe they don't
So
have
why
enough
didn't he
funding. I
keep
don't
going?
know.
Cool tree, though.
That's Turkey.
Oh,
That's a Turkish tree.
old Turkish language, old Turkish tree.
Old Turkish fella, old Turkish tree. Lisa Fagan Davis, good enough for me.
Sounds like a home run.
Theory 4. The
So wait. So going back to like the 30% thing, why did he stop? Did he think like if he did more, he would be like, "Oh yeah, that's it, we're done." But seems kind of odd. I think for me, it does sound like maybe the rest of the language, like you said, he only did third of it. So maybe the 2/3 of it isn't in Old Turkish? I mean, I could see that. Like, some of the symbols do kind of match up. Keyword kind of, so I can't say for certain. Again, 1408, so wasn't it during, like... Okay, I was about to say Ottoman Empire times, but I can't remember, but I'll have to check that a little later, but anyway, moving on.
Manuscript is actually a women's
Health manual?
Now, that was a zag I did not see coming.
Now, one theory that Lisa Foggen-Davis does not endorse and considered laughable is that the manuscript is actually a women's health manual.
Where did
This
that
theory
come from?
was put forth
Nicholas
by television
Gibbs,
writer / history researcher Nicholas Gibbs.
What else has he written?
That's a fair question.
Hey,
Professor?
No, don't bring the professor back.
Too late.
Just wanted to check
3 in a row.
IMDb. Okay, let me get my phone out.
Ryan wants some
It's
intel
just-
on Nicholas Gibbs.
into it?
Not me.
Nicholas.
Shane wanted that.
Shane did it, not me. I'm taking over.
Nope, I'm not seeing anything.
All right. So
Really, nothing
famed
else.
Screenwriter Nicholas Gibbs. So we've got nothing. Well, thank you, Professor.
Thank
That
you,
was
Yeah,
Professor.
sure.
informative.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
So in 2017,
Again.
Gibbs claimed to have cracked the code.
really getting
after
mileage out of
doing
Professor
research
today,
on
huh?
the Voynich manuscript for a TV network. He provided only 2 lines of possible translation, which scholars have since rebutted as nonsensical, if not derivative of other scholars' work. Ironic, since Gibbs claimed the translation text was itself a plagiarized women's health manual written in Latin abbreviations. While some have suggested Gibbs was hoping to use this story to sell a screenplay, there might
That sounds
actually be
about
a
right.
grain of truth to the medical textbook aspect, which, again, was not originally put forth by Gibbs. So that brings us to Theory 5, that the
And
book
the last one?
is a type of medical book
There better be an extra theory on that board, you son of a bitch.
written
Nope.
in a lost
Goat liver
language.
treatment for wounds?
Now,
What?
the drawings of plants and herbs, while fantastical, are still indicative of a 15th
Others
century
would have protected
medical
his
text
trade
whose
secrets
author
using an invented
would have protected
language.
his trade secrets by using an invented language. Turns out,
Is that a thing?
actually is one
portion
small
of the
section
manuscript-
of the Voynich manuscript that most scholars agree has been translated. Located
Really?
at the very end of the book, this section uses a combination of medieval German and abbreviated Latin to describe a traditional treatment for wounds made out of goat liver. Next to this section,
Really?
in the margins, appears a drawing of a goat. Perhaps
And a
most
woman-
interestingly, this section
going on
also
there?
has some characters featured in the main text, suggesting it could provide the toehold needed to decipher the rest of the manuscript.
Curious. but then
And
what about
yet,
all
we
those
haven't
cork boards?
translated it.
Whoever made the book just was not a good artist.
Is there another side to the cork board? Is there another
No,
theory?
that's it, man.
No, that's
Didn't it
it.
include
Sorry.
aliens as a
Sorry,
theory?
no
Well,
aliens.
here's my thought, right? Here's my thought. Aliens, right?
Yeah.
They make it to Earth.
Yeah.
How they get in here?
Like a ship, maybe something with navigation, like a manual of some sort?
Spaceship.
I don't know.
So they gotta have some really nice fucking paper.
I'm not too sure about the
Build a
medical stuff,
spaceship,
because
you got some
why
nice
is there
Kinko's
astronomy
ass
there?
quality
In the
paper. You're not
cosmology.
putting it in-
That's
But
big question.
this could also be just somebody jotting down, like kind of like
A textbook?
transcribing for them. You know
That's a
what I mean?
possibility. Who wrote it then? That's a great question, Ryan.
Maybe it's someone from another dimension.
Maybe it's something from another dimension.
Could be.
Well, before I reveal whether today the Voynich manuscript has been cracked or whether it's a mystery, I want you to lay it on me, brother. What do you think is written
I didn't think it was this serious. Why are you holding?
in the Voynich
Hey man,
manuscript?
it's just let me guess without the pressure. You don't have to do this.
It has to be one of these theories.
Yeah, it's called theory for aliens. So I mean, it says it
I
right
mean,
there.
3
sense,
does
right?
seem
It's
like the
gonna
most
say
probable
says it right
since,
on
you
the
know,
board.
Do you genuinely believe that?
Davis was
I think it's the coolest theory.
reporting
so
it, but I'm saying it's a mystery. Well, let's see.
Well, the Voynich manuscript devotees around the globe have continuously tried and failed to crack the myriad secrets that the book hides. Maybe someday,
Someday soon,
person
we
or
might find that
machine
answer.
will finally
But for
figure
now,
out what this silly little
this
book
manuscript
is trying to explain.
is just a mystery.
But for now, folks, let your imaginations run wild. The Voynich manuscript remains
a mystery.
It'd be cool if one of our viewers cracked it at home. We'd drawn.
Alien.
That alien.
Well, that's that. We'll see you next week, everybody. Lisa Foggen-Davis.
Lisa Davis. Okay. I gotta say, this does seem like a medical journal, but I still don't know about the cosmology, which well, again, there were astronomers who did. I wonder if it's like a collaborative effort. Like you said, 30% could have been written in Turkish, but what if they added more? Like, I don't know, like, it went from the Romans to us. So, it had to be traveled a lot, so, think about it. I mean, our guy in third theory was able to translate some of them into Turkish, so maybe it's made up into multiple languages? At least that's how I'm seeing it as is, but let me know what your thoughts are, because right now, that's my best guess. I don't know if that's right, but to each their own if you're right or wrong. Anyway, I gotta go feed the pups, so I'll see you guys later. Adios.